Larry Stubbs. The proper way to cross the street. The proper way to cross the street. Larry Stubbs.
One thing my daddy taught me well when I was growing up, and that was how to cross the street properly. I remember him saying to me, son, in order to cross the street properly, there's a 4-step process that you must follow. First, you step up to the curb. Then, you look to your left. Then, you look to your right. And when it's safe, you dash across that street. Now, come on, son, let's practice. What do you do first? I step up to the curb, Daddy. That's right, son. Now what's next? I look to my left. That's right, son. Now what? I look to my right. There you go, son. Now what do you do? I dash across the street. That's right, son. Dash. What? Dash. Oh, ooh, 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 ooh. Dash, son. That's good, son. Touch the curb. Now come back. Good job, son. How do you feel? I'm a little winded, Daddy. That's okay, son. You did a good job. High five. Now down low. Whoop. Too slow. Now, son, you can't be too slow when you cross the street out there, because then you become roadkill. And son, there are people out there that like to run over other people just so they can get their name high on the roadkill leaderboard. Now, son, you don't ever want to put your life in somebody else's hands, okay? Okay, Daddy. Okay, let's go home, son. Good job. Well, I've taken this lesson with me throughout my entire life. I even taught my own daughters this same 4-step process. My daughters will say, well, Dad, this is a little intense. I would say, yeah, that might be a little intense. And they would say, well, wouldn't it be better if we crossed at the light? I would say, yeah, that might be better. But you know, I never once questioned my daddy, so don't you question me. Which brings me to Los Angeles. Upon first arriving in this fair city, I noticed one thing right away, that the people out here across the street a little bit differently. Now, do they look to the left? No. Do they look to the right? And they certainly don't dash across that street. But what I noticed is there are 3 distinct ways people can cross the street out here, and it's done by 3 distinct groups of people. Now, this first group of people we'll call students. Now, how the students like to cross the street is, they like to lollygag. Now, Webster defines lollygagging as a slow stroll, like to dawdle, if you will. Now, these students are lollygagging in front of you as they cross the street. Some on cell phones, some not. But imagine yourself behind the wheel of your vehicle as these students are lollygagging in front of you. Now, I know what's going through your mind. You'll think about scoring some points. But don't do it. Just keep that foot firmly on that gas brake pedal. Now, this second group of people, these people with the shopping carts that are overflowing with huge bags of recycled plastic bags and cans. Now, how they like to cross the street is, they like to meander. Now, Webster defines meandering as aimlessly wandering, but with purpose. Now, these people with the shopping carts they're crossing the street. Again, imagine yourself behind the wheel of your vehicle as these people are meandering in front of you. Again, I know what you're thinking, but you're starting to feel your foot ease up off that brake pedal. Don't do it. Now this third group of people, these people who like to saunter. Now Webster defines sauntering as, I'm not like lollygagging, but people who saunter, they do it with style. They cross the street in front of you with style and grace, debonair. They like to slide their feet as they walk as well. You can hear them coming. Clap, 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 clap. Again, imagine yourself behind your wheel of your vehicle as these people are sauntering in front of you. Now, these are people you can run over. You know, my daddy could have made a fortune out here in Los Angeles teaching people the proper way to cross the street. I can see him now with his hands clasped firmly around the necks of these students as he's teaching them the 4-step process.